Ready? Start. But the transmission from the fields to markets is also not easy. Contrary to the expectations of farmers, the basic structure of moneylenders, middlemen, and government procurement centers is exploitative. It serves the interest of middlemen rather than farmers and consumers. The central government had sent a proposal to the state governments in 2003 to implement the Model APMC Act. Its objective was to do away with the regulations and control of mandis, assist in direct purchasing, eliminate the nexus of local traders in the market, and infuse competition and investment in agricultural markets. But due to pressure from local traders on state governments, the Model APMC Act was neither properly accepted nor implemented. Government of India has started taking steps to bring about a radical change in agriculture marketing in the year 2016. There is a provision to integrate 585 mandis of the country through integrated national agricultural market. Central government provides financial assistance to the tune of rupees 75 lakhs to each market under ENM. The ministry issued a Model Marketing Act on 24th April 2017, which was named Agricultural Produce and Livestock Marketing, Facilitation and Promotion Act 2017. After adoption by the states, this act will provide diverse marketing channels and the APMC's monopoly. Its purpose is to increase competition and provide options to farmers so that they can take advantage of the competitive price of their produce. In such a situation, the reform in the agricultural marketing system would provide increased purchase price to the farmers. Along with reforming the domestic marketing system, there is a need to set right the import-export policy as the changes brought about in policies after liberalization have neglected the interests of the farmers of the country. Therefore, during the harvesting of the crops, such agricultural commodities should not be imported, and it should also be ensured that they should not be imported at the prices below minimum support price declared by the government. Apart from this, agricultural exports should also be promoted so that the price of agricultural commodities will not go down in the local markets and farmers will continue to get remunerative prices. As regards crop productivity, by 2030, the population of India is estimated to touch 150 crore mark and the requirement of food grains will reach 35 crore tons. Therefore, it is necessary to increase yield per hectare. As compared to the year 1950, the crop productivity in India has improved significantly. But in comparison to the international level, it is found that there is widespread possibility of increasing the average yield of major crops in the country. But the role of three factors in augmenting production per hectare in fields is very important. One, climate; second, knowledge level of farmer; and third, investment. India has 127 agroclimate zones in terms of climate. Out of 64 soil types found across the globe, 46 soil types are found in the country. In addition to adequate rainwater, there are 445 rivers in India whose length is more than 2 lakh kilometers. We are the world's most prosperous country in terms of water and biodiversity. But in the field of agricultural education, India is counted among very backward countries. In India, 12% of students enroll in science-based graduate courses, out of which only 0.65% students enroll in agricultural science. Due to such gross neglect, the field of agricultural research and agriculture extension is in bad shape. In such a situation, one can understand the level of education of a common farmer. Third, the investment. The monthly average income of the country's farmer and average monthly consumption expenditure leaves him with nothing to invest in quality seeds, fertilizers, insecticides, high value crops, irrigation, agricultural machinery and technology. To sow the next crop, farmers depend on banks and cooperative organizations for loans, and landless farmers are forced to borrow only from the moneylenders at a higher interest rate. In fact, the gap in potential and achievements is only because agriculture has been neglected and farmers have been treated unjustly. The government gives subsidies on fertilizers, irrigation, and electricity directly to increase crop yields. Banks and other institutions help farmers by giving subsidy indirectly in the form of cheap loans or reduced interest rates. The subsidy of fertilizers alone has increased 5 times in the last 10 years. It has increased from rupees 12,995 crore in 2001 to rupees 67,971 crore in 2014. The government has made a provision of rupees 73,000 crore as subsidy in the budget for 2015 to 16, which is 0.5% of the total GDP. Subsidy to the tune of about rupees 15,000 crore is also given on the interest of the banks. Despite the investment in irrigation so far, more than half of the agriculture sector does not have irrigation facilities, which directly affects the income and nutrition of the farmers of the unirrigated areas and the country's food security. The average yield of food grains in the irrigated agricultural areas of the country is 4 tons per hectare, while in the rainfall dependent areas it is only 1.2 tons per hectare. फ्लक्चुएशन आगे बराबर थी, 100 की स्पीड थी. 80 पे लिखेंगे। रेडी? रेडी? स्टार्ट। Apart from food grain yield, the impact of lack of irrigation is also on the production of horticulture and animal husbandry sectors. There is a need to invest in the irrigation sector to increase farm yield as well as to provide better nutrition to farmers and increase their income. In the 12th 5-year plan, instead of about 4.25 lakh crore rupees required to complete 337 small and big irrigation projects, only 20,000 crore rupees was given per year. The government has increased the long-term agricultural irrigation funds by 100% to rupees 40,000 crore in 2017 to 18. Besides, to achieve the goal of more crop per drop, a dedicated micro irrigation fund of 5,000 crores has been set up and the budget of the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana has been increased to rupees 7,377 crores. Apart from agriculture, the importance of animal husbandry can be understood from the fact that in the gross domestic agricultural production, the contribution of animal husbandry is 28 to 30% and in the average monthly income of farmers, it is 11.9%, which is commendable. There are 86% small and marginal farmers in the country who hold 30% of the total land. 70% of the farmers are involved in animal husbandry businesses who possess around 80% of the total livestock. It is noticeable that for landless farmers who do not have resources to grow crops and raise big cattle, small animals such as sheep, goats, pigs, and poultry, etc., are the means of livelihood and dealing with poverty. If people show more interest in animal husbandry and take advantage of the positive initiative of the government, their income will definitely increase. Recently, the central government has launched schemes namely Rashtriya Gokul Mission and Kamdenu Prajanan Kendras for the conservation and development of the indigenous breeds of cow. This will lead to the development of indigenous breeds and production of high quality A2 milk in view of climate change. World Food India 2017 was organized by the Food Processing Industry Ministry to double the income of the farmers and make food processing industry attractive for investment. In this event, more than 5,000 entrepreneurs and companies from more than 60 countries and 27 states, including Northeast states, have participated. The ministry says that in the next 3 years, there will be an investment to the tune of more than 1 million employment opportunities will be available. Along with this, wastage of huge quantities of horticultural crops can also be prevented. The point to ponder here is that the farmer will remain the raw material producer only, and the entire profit of value addition will be pocketed by the companies. Secondly, the crop pattern according to the geographical conditions, wood and diversity of food and taste. Unemployment crisis will loom in front of the people engaged in small and cottage industries. The food processing companies use millions of tons of plastic in packaging of water and cold drink bottles, milk, chips, snacks, etc., which turns the soil barren and poison the groundwater. In addition to generating raw material, if the farmer is engaged in the work of value addition through cooperatives, he will get additional employment and profit-making opportunities. The rising population in the country and fields getting smaller have become a curse for the farming families. As per the Indian agricultural situation, for livelihood of a farming family, less than 2 hectare land and more than 10 hectare land to maintain optimum productivity per hectare is considered to be non-profitable, whereas today almost 70% of the farmland is less than 1 hectare in the country. Therefore, it is utmost important to increase the size of the farmland and reduce the burden of the population dependent on the farm to boost the income of farmers and make their livelihood better. Therefore, the Niti Aayog has prepared the Model Agricultural Land Leasing Act 2016. The government believes that it will lead to lessen the burden of population on farming, increase productivity, promote equality, and help in reducing poverty. Due to the land lease system getting legalized, the fear among landowners of losing ownership on the leased land will be over. The lessee will also be able to get easily all the facilities available for farming, including the government's crop loan, crop insurance. The workforce involved in farming would get the opportunity to shift to the non-agricultural sector. National Skill Development Council has also set a target of decreasing the number of the workforce in agriculture from 57% to 38% by 2020. That is about 20% people will have to find employment avenues in non-agricultural sector. Before implementing suggestions from the Niti Aayog, NABARD, agricultural scientists, agricultural economists, and all experts to attain the goal of increasing the income of the farmers, it is necessary to analyze the agricultural scenario of Punjab, condition of farmers, and all those factors due to which in Punjab, despite world-class yields, the most irrigated fertile land, new seeds, fertilizer, pesticides, mechanization, and animal husbandry, the agricultural situation deteriorated and the farmer is on the verge of suicide rather than be affluent. On the other hand, rain-dependent areas of low productivity, riddled with poverty and deprivation, the farmers are not affected from situations like suicide. There is a need to make sweeping changes in policies and clarity in the approach to fulfill the commitment of the Prime Minister to double the income of farmers and to free the country from malnutrition. To improve the agricultural conditions, there is a need to adopt such crop cycle in the agricultural system which would focus on the local agriculture, geographical area and village and capable of providing self-sufficiency in food security and wiping away malnutrition. It would be able to provide grains, pulses, oilseeds, vegetables, fruits, sugarcane, jaggery, cane sugar, molasses, and unrefined sugar, etc., cotton for clothing, and nutritious fodder for livestock so that entire rural population becomes self-reliant and free from dependence on markets. Under conversational farming system, there is a natural biomechanism which is beyond chemical fertilizers and pesticides in which ensures all the chemical fertilizers and pesticides in which ensures all the nutrition requirements. Active microorganisms in the soil through biological activity provide easy access to unused nutrients. Thus, nutrients are easily available in natural farming. 1050 वर्ड से 80 की स्पीड थी.